Nice. This is what I. Oh, okay. This is a bit annoying, but hey. But this is what I like. Alright. You can read as many articles as you want, and these sites only ask you. They only show a pop-up here. Do you want to donate? You click no, I don't want. They're gonna bother when you read it. However, they will not walk themselves away from you. So you'll be always able to read the news, unlike some other sites. And this is on every site. Alright, I'm not trying to, pick a fight with the right-wing media. However, I mean, at least on ground news, the media that shown then, which I try to read from then. Centis and right do have, some sort of subscription based for you to be able to even read those news. Like this is scummy. Like you should always be able to read the news. Like then you have people who actually then cry about misinformation. Of course, there's a misinformation when you cannot read the news on the internet and you instead get it from your friends or a friend of your friend. So let us read. In Michigan's Upper Peninsula, 2 Republican members of a county canvassing board last month refused to sign off the results of an election that led to recall of 3 GOP members of the county commission. They did so only after state officials warned them it was their legal duty to record the final vote tally. In Georgia's Fulton County, which includes the Democratic voting city of Atlanta, a group run by members of former President Donald Trump's administration last week sued so a Republican member of the local election boards could refuse to certify the results of the primary elections. Alright, let's keep reading. And in Arizona, GOP lawmakers sued to reverse the state's top Democratic officials' requirement that local boards automatically... No, I'm not going to subscribe, thank you. Local boards automatically validate the election results. The past 4 years have been filled with battles over all sorts of election arcana, including one that had long been regarded as an administrative afterthought, with the known state and local boards certifying results. With the presidential elections looming in November, the attorneys are gearing up for yet more fights over election certifications, obviously. Especially in the swing states where the victory margins are expected to be very tight. Yes. And you know exactly what is going to happen if one party loses. Like if Trump wins, then the Democrats are going to be very depressed. You're gonna see many videos of depressed Democrats, and that's about it. However, if Trump loses, and it's going to be once again very close in those swing states, then yeah, prepare for round 2 of people just saying, yeah, corrupted elections, yeah, we have evidence. And yes, I do believe there's definitely something dark happening in the United States elections. I just do not believe it is happening only on the one side. In the end, the United States work very simple. If you match the political and the ideological views of one party, then that one party is going to protect you, and if you do not match, then they are going to try to bring you down, or they're gonna try to do anything to, break your reputation. That country is so fucked up. It's so divided. Honestly, it is very close to actually, honestly, one part of me is thinking if the US wouldn't be better if he just split into 2 nations. Then the other side thinks that would mean the Chinese would most likely become the next global superpower, and that nobody really wants that. I mean, you can see what's happening in Taiwan, and Chinese has much more, soldiers and stuff to do military bases. The economy is not as big as the United States, obviously, and we're gonna see how are they gonna do in the upcoming months. because the economy has been actually struggling. Who knows? Trump and his allies have tried to use that tactic to stop election results from being made final if they lose in 2020. Two Republicans on Michigan State Board of Canvassers, which must certify ballots totals before state officials can declare a winner, briefly balked at signing off before one relented and became the decisive vote. Trump had cheered the delay as a part of his push to overturn his laws that ultimately culminated in the January 6, 2021 attack on the US Capitol. Just as I said before, this, this cheeky stats are done by both sides, alright? And the Republicans are doing it only because they're lost and they know their voters will believe them, or the hardline core is going to believe them. How big of an impact it made, I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna just wait for the November elections, or for the elections, and I'm gonna see just how many votes will be cast this time. I mean, the last time, both of them got record number of votes. Trump got like 73 millions and Biden got 81 millions. Like, both are absurdly high. Just saying. How much the COVID had impact on it, I have no idea. Anyways, moving on, I think. Oh no, during the 2022 midterms, some conservative rural countries tried to hold up their state election results, citing the same debunked claims of voter fraud that Trump has made. In New Mexico, rural county supervisors refused to certify the state primary vote until they were threatened with persecution. Oh wow, how mature. In Cochise County in southeastern Arizona, two Republican supervisors who refused to certify the local vote totals said they had no doubt their own county's tally was accurate, but were protesting the counts in other counties that gave Democratic candidates for governor, attorney general, and secretary of the state their victories. Responding to the certification controversies, Michigan Democratic legislature passed a law making clear that state and local canvassing boards must certify election totals. The two Arizona county supervisors are currently facing criminal charges filed by the state's Democratic attorney general. Yeah. Just remember which party does gerrymandering. I mean, both of them do that. However, which party came with the gerrymandering and made it popular? Yeah. And if you do not know what gerrymandering is, it is basically redrawing your district borders to more spread out your opposition's voters so you have better chance of winning. Yeah, that's gerrymandering. That is most definitely legit in democracy. But no, they all know because they do it. It's right. I mean, they are only trying to protect you from those evil woke leftists. What a joke. Democrats and non-partisan groups said the thousands of local election oversight boards across the country are in the place to contest ballot counts, and that state laws make clear they have no leeway on whether to sign off on their staff's final tallies. Election authorities don't have the discretion to reject the results of an election because of their vibes, said Jonathan Diaz of the Campaign Legal Center, adding that lawsuits and recounts are the proper recourse. They are there to perform a function. They are there to certify. Yes. However, some Republicans argue that's going too far. Corey Langhofer, the attorney suing the overturn the election procedures manuals directive in Arizona that was issued by the Democratic Attorney General and Secretary of the State, said he didn't support the effort to block certification in Cochise County in 2022, but he argued local elected boards of supervisors have to have some discretion to police elections. It seemed to me the system is stronger when you have multiple eyes on it, Langhofer said. On the efforts to block certification in 2020 and 2022, he added, I hope that's behind us. Democrats doubt that's the case. They know that the America First Policy institutes a pro-Trump organization run by former officials from his administration, filed a lawsuit in Georgia to let Fulton County Election Board member Julie Adams vote against certifying elections. Adams, for other board members, voted to certify last primary, but Adams abstained last week, contending she couldn't accept the results given prior election administration problems in the county. Yes, okay, so apparently 4 people thought they were absolutely fine, but she suddenly only she thought they were wrong. Okay, like whatever. Like, who are you to decide like if the elections were done like correctly or not? Like, what? Like, who gave you this? Right? I mean, yeah, it's just like I'm trying my best to understand. All right, I'm trying my best to understand the both sides. However, I just cannot understand what the Republicans are actually doing. Like, what the hell is that? Like, this is not this does not look like a Democrat party with democratic values to me. Like, which Democratic party purposefully blocks, elections? Tell me, like, actually tell me. But no, they're gonna argue they are corrupted elections, that they have evidence that people were, handing out like fake ballots or whatever. Yeah, like you aren't doing it too. Both of these parties are completely rotten to the ground, and it's not going to change as long as you keep voting for them. This action will re-establish the role of board members as the ultimate parties responsible for ensuring elections in Fulton County are free from fraud, deceit, and abuse, the institute will in its release announcing the lawsuit. The group did not respond to a request for a comment, of course not. Fulton County is the heart of the Democratic vote in Georgia, and anything that holds up its totals in November could help make it look like Trump has large lead in the state. Yeah, just, right? A Republican woman, books the election in the Democratic majority, county because it apparently wasn't done legit. Yeah. Very likely story. Yeah. Trump and MAGA Republicans have made it clear they are planning to try box certification of November's elections when they are defeated again, and this is a transparent attempt to set the stage for that fight, Georgia Democratic Party Chair and Representative Nikema Williams said in a statement. In Michigan's Delta County Clerk Nancy Przybylowski, a Republican, said 2 GOP canvassers had requested a hand recount of the votes, which is beyond the scope of their positions. The canvassers eventually voted to certify the May elections after receiving a letter from the state elections director Jonathan Berta, which reminded them of their duties and warned them of consequences of failing to certify. Very good. Still, Przybylowski said she's concerned about what could happen in November if a similar situation arises. Oh, and it will arise. Oh, they will do their absolute best to win. Yeah, they want the immunity for him so much. I mean, yeah, sure, keep doing this bullshit in 5 years. I mean, once you're out of the office for the second time, you're going straight to the prison and you're gonna be stuck there until the rest of your life. You smart bastard. Following the Delta County incident, Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson and Attorney General Dana Nessel, both Democrats, issued a reminder to local canvassing boards throughout the state, warning them of their legal obligation to certify elections results based solely on vote returns. If they don't, there will be swift action to ensure the legal certification of election results, along with possible civil and criminal charges against those members for their actions. Honestly, I would just put CIA behind their ass and had them remind them what is going to happen to them if they actually try to hinder the democracy. Oh, well, and then suddenly there wouldn't be no trouble with the elections if the CIA actually got involved. Like, those fuckers would be scared out of their ass to try shit like this. Michigan is an example of the futility of the tactic. The new state law makes it clear that canvassing boards can block certification, but Benson said in an interview that she still worries such an effort, even if legal doom would help spread false allegations about the November election. Misinformation and talking points emerge from that enable others, particularly politicians, to continue cast doubt on the accuracy of election results, she said. Ricardo reported from Denver. Okay. I am really trying my best to get, to understand both sides. However, like, this is simply, I am fully convinced the elections in US are tampered with from both sides, alright? However, I do not support any, kind of blocking, the results from coming out, and any type of blocking the elections. I see it as a highly undemocratic, and I think you should be put on trial from, for betrayal of your own country. Parasite. Okay, let's say, is parasite the word? I mean, it says translate from French, but okay. Any attempt to hinder the democracy should be dealt with in a swift fashion. And like I said, I mean, just send CIA behind their asses and there'll be no problems.